The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
Yup. Alright.
Yo.
100K low.
Let's get it.
Yeah, man. Congratulations.
The final word. No, man. No doubt.
We
Appreciate
gonna
you.
celebrate on this final word. Big accomplishment. Our 100K day. So how you feel, man? We've been showing you a lot of love all day, man. Is it clicking to you, man? All the years of work.
Man, it's one day at a time. You know, it feels good though, you know. Feels good.
You know the amazing thing is you have not slowed down, bro.
Yes, indeed. The final word.
Hold on.
Yes, indeed, man. There's no days off over here. The final word. Got plenty of time to slow down when I leave this dimension, right?
What you
Yo.
say, Mello?
I said I got plenty of time to slow down once I'm gone. You know what I'm saying?
Man, no, I feel you. I feel you.
The final word.
Because
The final word.
and then, you know,
The
the day you hit 100K, man,
word.
what you say you
The
was working
final
on your
word.
tooth?
The final word. Yeah, man.
The final word.
The final word.
Yeah, you already know how it goes. Yesterday.
That's committed,
Yesterday I had
bro.
a root canal.
That's committed, bro. Boys don't understand how committed you are. That's committed, bro. Proud of
Oh
you.
yeah.
Yeah, man. That boy say, listen, I'm too close to let a tooth take me out my game.
Word.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. A tooth can't stop, Law. Come on, man. Now, for my front tooth, now I said, hey, wait a minute.
That's
Now.
a different story.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah,
But root
then-
canal,
then you-
root canal.
Yeah, you gotta just put in the mouthpiece and keep rocking, man. You gonna let know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, man. But man, we waiting on Big Game James, man. They gonna all be here in a minute, man. So while we waiting on them,
Word.
we want to let everybody know, man. Today, obviously, we talking about these trades. The final word on trade talks, the calm before the draft storm. So y'all just sit back, man. We gonna be right back. We gonna uncover all of this. We gonna talk it through on the final word like we always do.
The final word. The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. The final word. The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
Let's go.
The final word.
Let's go, man. Coming down the tunnel. Let's go.
Yo.
I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the field, let up, yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Run it.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change to the sink,
Come on.
got blues inside.
Yo.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still say and roll my change. Take some
Charge it.
losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah,
I
I'm
see
with
y'all in
Chuck
the
and
house.
now.
I see you.
Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about
Q-Dog, Cameron, Kamina, JT, Wolf, David, C, Mr. J1, Common,
Search for the one, but baby girl, there's nothing really best. Can't trust a soul, I keep it here,
Call it too legit.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Yes, indeed, man. Let's go. All right, so we got Mr. Law Nation in the house, bro. Obviously, man, I think it's just right. I was hoping the other brothers would be here because I would want to talk about this with them, but we'll do this together, me and you. Oh, so we got OC in the house? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
He got the Wi-Fi.
Oh, my pros?
Yeah.
Not again.
Again.
All right, I'll come out and come back.
Well,
Yeah, he don't even look like the OC right there. He look like a whole nother dude.
it looked like he was setting up.
Yeah.
But people up here saying congrats, Law. Steve Tariq said, what's up, Cowboy Nation? 100K Law Nation, congrats. So yeah, man, let's kind of talk about that, man. Just, I just want to take some time, talk about your road, getting into the game. Obviously we go talk football, but this is Law Day, bro. It's
Law Day.
right there. Yeah, this is Law Day. This is 100K day, man. So Law, I want to hear your story. Well, I know your story. I want the people to hear your story.
Well, first and foremost, how I'm approaching this is how I see the Cowboys approaching this, man. One day at a time, continue to stack things together, and then look back when it's all said and done, and look at what you have done, and look at what you have completed. But I like to contribute this day to my mom. My mom continued to push me when I was willing to throw in the towel, when we was right at 6,000 to 7,000 subscribers. She was like, don't give up, figure out another way, start another page. I got another YouTube page, got another Facebook account, got multiple Facebook accounts, by the way, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Just continue to push it, man. And Amazon, got to deal with Roku. So yeah. That's me, man. I don't stop, man. That's just how I always been.
I think somebody summed you up well, bro, before we start kind of talking about this content. Humble baller. I think that's an accurate description of Law. We're not talking about his money. We're just talking about how he carried himself with success. OC and I, talked about you many times, is that one of your best attributes is your humility. You know what I mean? It's the fact that you do so much, but you don't carry yourself like you the biggest. You really don't. It's crazy, but you don't. You just still a man of the people.
I appreciate that, man. Humility with dignity, man. That's how I move on this plane.
Yeah. Yeah, OC, you got some on the brother getting to 100K Law? Wi-Fi must
yeah, if you can hear me. Yeah, I think it is, but can you hear me?
I can hear you.
And just, bear with me, man. You can switch on yourself, man, if you need, just so I want to get this out. Salute to Law Nation. First of all, I want to get this out, even if the Wi-Fi is tripping right now. Man, just really inspiring to see your work, to see what you've done in the game, and the consistency and the integrity in which that you pushed out content year after year basis, day after day. Others have taken off, including myself, and they been aloof, man. You still working, and so this is a congratulation of many more hundreds of thousands of subscribers to come. With you and your content, and as you push forward, man, toward 500,000. So, man, appreciate you being a trailblazer in the community. If anybody is not, they are some other nonsense, you know what I mean? But you are, man, and we appreciate your man. Salute you, man, 100% today.
Right on. And then what we might be able to do is connect to your hotel Wi-Fi, OC, see if that's gonna give you a stronger connection that might actually fix that,
Yeah, I'll come out and come back in again. Yep.
That might work, or connect to your hotel Wi-Fi. It might be stronger. But anyway, yeah, he'll be back.
Yep.
You'll be back, man. Hey, I appreciate those words, man. All of the words of encouragement, man, it keeps me even grounded and makes me want to push it even more. You know what I'm saying? Right before we went live, I was about to do a whole Devin White video. You know what I'm saying? It don't
Dog,
stop, bro.
It don't stop, bro. It don't stop with you, bro. I'm like, this dude is a machine.
Yeah.
One more thing before we start talking football. If it's on your heart, man, I think it'd be good to also donate to law. You know, just this is to me just the timing is perfect. You know, in whatever way you see fit. I just, you know, when somebody put in this much sacrifice and they hit this milestone, let's all celebrate this with them by kind of helping them any way you can. You can give 100 pennies, 100 dimes, $100. You know what I mean? Whatever. Just make it some kind of way 100. It can be 100 pennies, which will make it $1. You can make it 100 dimes, which will make it $10. Or you can go straight like, you know, some people do. They might give them just outright hundo. Somebody go drop 100,000 on you, law.
I know as humble as you are as well, man. I really thank you for tightening me up too with that one hundo. You know, so I know it's from the heart. I know you don't want me to plaster it all over the globe there, but it's the little things that people do that shows a token of appreciation for the nation, and I really appreciate your love and adulations, baby. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah. So I put my money where my mouth is.
Yeah.
You know, I did it. I wasn't telling y'all. He told you, but I did it. It was just I just felt like that's just the right thing to do with as much as he gives to the Cowboy Nation. Go ahead, OC. You much better.
Yeah, man. No, man. Yeah, no doubt, man. And look, you know, Law has been, you know, the guy, man, that is really the silent celebrity around DFW. If anybody deserves to be on TV and on radio and get access to some of these, it's been Law, man. And so we pushing for that too, you know, for you, because the mistake that people make in this game, especially in this community where, man, there's so many good content creators and there's so much competition, is that we can be deceived into thinking another man's success takes away from us. And it does not, right? And so a rising tide raises all ships. So I want Law to go for $1 million, $2 million, man, as much as he can get till he want to get a job at ESPN and do something cush to do whatever else he want to do. So yeah, man, salute, Law, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Man, I really appreciate that, man.
All right, so let's get to the football, because see, we said we was gonna talk about some trade stuff and just talk ball, because I feel like it's some good things that's going around. I also think there are some bad things that's going around, but like we always do, we go dive into it, we go diagnose it, and we go just really break it down. So I think one of the obvious things that people probably want to get our opinion on is what happened with Mr. Odell Beckham, right? So seeing that he went for $15 million, I definitely want to get y'all opinion on this for sure. Because obviously I would rather have Brandon Cook.
Yes, indeed, man. 15 million. Do you have that drop with the gun? Not just the one, but with the machine gun, like.
Yeah, I got it. I add that too.
Hey, we gonna have to now go all the way back to you know, Harlem Nights. You know, when he had the gun and he was trying to shoot back at him,
yeah,
you know, and he was missing. So this is what we dodged the bullet, basically. We dodged all of that you just shot. You know, $15 million, I think totaling $18 million, and they don't even know who's gonna throw him the ball, by the way. So it's kind of like the Ravens, they said, okay, we're going to go out there and help Lamar with a used car. You know, now you ever was looking for your first car, and then all of a sudden they show you all of the nice cars, and then they go give him this used car. So I'm not talking bad about Odell Beckham, but dog, don't this sound like they put the cart in front of the horse as far as the Ravens?
Yeah, this is very desperate. This is very desperate, y'all. Like, so Cooks don't have 2 ACL injuries. You know what I mean? Cooks, he's durable. We're not dealing with what they getting ready to deal with over there. You know, so once again, man, let me hit that clap button for Jerry and Steven, because they won. Law, they super won.
They won.
God,
They were
dog.
looking for the LA Rams deal. They was looking for like that $3 to $5 million deal. I promise you, they wanted to say, okay, Odell, we will have you over for $3 to $5 million. And if you perform well, then we'll elevate it to the 15 to 18 million. But hey, kudos and credence to the Jones family once again.
Yeah, we got to give him credit like you do. Like, because, Law, let's be honest. I think I heard Okoye say this on his Dak video, that it's a new generation of Cowboy fans that's not used to winning. And I think it has set up some pessimism in our fans, you know?
It did.
So, and some of it is deserved. It's been a while, so we're not blaming people who haven't observed the wins. Appreciate the super chat coming. But he called us out his two favorites. Appreciate that, big dog. But yeah, man, but when they do, and we get used to complaining, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
when front office killing it, yeah,
they are sold by the 4-letter to 3-letter network.
yeah.
The accident waiting to happen. They are waiting for this thing to crumble.
Look at what C said. Salute OBJ for getting that bag. We ain't no suckers though.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. D.A. Lee, what's up, big dog? All right, man. But moving to this point, and I can't wait to talk about this one. This is the one I can't wait to talk about. I want to get this on the map. OC back. I see you, OC. You good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good now, man. I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah,
As good as I'm gonna be, I think.
Yeah, you sound much better, big dog.
You do.
All right. So real quick, unless you had something on that Odell Beckham, I was gonna move on to Devin White.
Yeah, man. I mean, just real quick. I mean, the good job on the Cowboys for not paying new car prices for a used car. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So this is, this is a $15 million, $15 million deal, I believe, with incentives. I think. I don't know if all that money is guaranteed. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. But the Cowboys did a really good job. Say that again.
Too much of it is.
Yeah, okay. Well, here's the deal, man. This is where the bargain shopper mentality pays off for the Cowboys, because a lot of times we get mad about that and make a move, right? So I want to be fair, balanced to say that in this scenario, that was the absolute right and wise decision. So I want to give them their credit, as well as I give challenge and pushback as well.
All right, I got something else for y'all though. And let's be honest. Did we pull the trigger too quick on LV? Did we? And this is but let me tell you why.
There are two thoughts on that, but I wanted to hear your thoughts on it, or I can just go ahead and go with mine. Go ahead.
Go. You go first. It's a 100K day. It's law day. You go first, dog.
Well, I was going to say that it's two thoughts with that. Like, you could allow LVE to continue to test the market, right? Not like he blew the doors off the market, by the way.
Yeah.
And wait till around draft time, because we do know that deadline make deals. And you could have wait after the draft. I think that there will be more and more linebackers that will be released or requesting to get gone because of teams on how they draft guys. So far as pulling the trigger a little too early on LVE, I think that his contract is still a cheap one, whereas you can still move on from him if you find a better piece down the line. So I think the Cowboys did the right thing, because at the end of the day, Parsons, he asked for LVE. He liked him. And of course, Damone Clark, he kind of liked LVE as well in the locker room.
And then D.A. Lee said, which I can't fight you on, he said on LVE and see now, because when I look at this Devin White thing, I think Devin White just trying to get paid. I think he just trying to ramp up the pressure because he going into his 5th year and he putting his foot down. I think this is just business. I think he's going to be re-signed for a mega deal. He just cranking up the pressure because good guys finish last. I know we feel like the Cowboys are the only people that do dirty business. But you got to turn up the heat sometime. I think that's what's going on with him. But then when I look around, with the free agent linebackers, it's a lot of quality out there. So I asked that question because it looked like it's growing in terms of the quality. Let me kind of show this free agent list, and this free agent list is still accurate. Hold on. Let me show y'all real quick. This is crazy when you take a look at what's available. All right, here we go. So when you look at the free agent list, let me make this bigger. Now give me 1 second. Ooh, we got dog. Ooh. What's your thoughts on that, OC?
I mean, I think that the Cowboys are of the persuasion that, again, this is where it could work against them if you ever have somebody like Devin White in the street. We are Kmart shoppers, man. We are definitely cheap of bringing in guys outside of the organization and giving them big contracts. You don't really see the Cowboys do that much. And I mean, that's a great graphic, boss, that you came up with. But the reality is that the Cowboys are going to spend any significant money on any one of those guys, in my opinion, it's just not likely, boss Cowboy. It's just not likely. So this is the other side of them not signing an OJ. The other side, them not out and being aggressive and getting young linebackers they might have. I don't see them happening. I don't see it happening in the draft before they do that, and they're going to do this and get LVE on another short-term contract, and that way, man, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I barely heard you, OC. We gonna try to fight through just a little bit longer, but if we keep having Wi-Fi issues, you gonna kill the stream, dog. So we'll give you about 5 minutes, man. We can't kill the whole stream, dog. But Big. So
Big game.
He getting his mic on.
Damn.
Hold on real quick. Let me
Both
make sure
of
I
them.
got you.
That Murphy Law. That Murphy Law go hard.
That Murphy going crazy today.
I gotta listen to the OC.
I was doing good.
Okay, I got your audio on, Big, so it's on your end.
Yeah.
All right, but whenever you come in and start talking, and then we obviously, we go put you right in.
But if you look at that list, boss, who's on that list? If you pull it back up, if you don't mind, who's on that list better?
Oh, everybody.
Than LVE?
Shit.
Everybody.
What?
Dang.
What?
Wait a minute, who's on the list better than LVE?
What that button?
Damn.
Yeah, that one.
Damn.
Yes. Yes. Everybody.
I mean, everybody better than LVE.
All of them.
All of them.
Every one of them. Man, that boy Deion Jones, I'm taking him right now. I'm taking Zach Cunningham. I'll take Zach Cunningham right now. Miles Jack, for sure. For sure, I'm taking him. Quan Alexander, yes. Over LVE right now. Jared Davis, absolutely. He probably would be my number one on this whole list. And even old man John Bostic, yes, I would. And I'm keeping it real low.
You keep it 100 right now.
Man,
all of those.
All of every one of them. Everyone.
For my guy here, man. My guy here, right here, man.
Big, you with him? No, I'm keeping it real, man. We trying to get big.
What they said under
Can
the
you hear me now?
Yes.
Now, take. I'm gonna challenge you.
Okay, let's go.
Take that same tweet, quote it, and say all of these guys better than LVE. Boy, they gonna fight you all night.
Like, cause you know what?
Don't do that.
I would do it.
Don't
But
do
see,
it. Don't
LVE
do it.
is in the family now. He is.
Yeah, he in the
you know
family,
what I'm saying?
man.
He is the family. So I ain't gonna take that shot. But at the same time, I'm just being honest. Boy say even Bostic boss. Yeah, I would take Bostic over. Yeah, I would take old man Bostic right now over LVE. Yes, I would. With this front. Yeah.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Am I going too far with Bostic? Am I
Man.
killing LVE too hard?
LV was bad, but was he really? He wasn't bad. LV was solid, but God, dog, you put him in bad categories now,
Hey
right?
man, say listen. Well, Bostic ain't bad.
All right, put it like this. I'm not saying that Bostic bad, but before Big Game James go. So you mean to tell me if the Cowboys didn't pay up, LVE would have still been there on that list, huh?
LVE would have been at the bottom of this list. Like, I wouldn't even put LVE on this list. He's not worthy of this list. The only time LVE is going to be worthy of this list if he can play a season like he played his last 5 games. I got to see a whole season out of it. I'm just being honest. I don't want 12 games in 5 and be like you finishing strong. I need at least 15 good games out of you, minimum. I give you 2 bad games, but bro, if you underneath and you not durable, I don't want you. It's just what it is. But you know, I still think. But I will say this: I do think LV is going to play well. I do. So, and I'm being real. This ain't kissing up to the LVE lovers out there. I don't need to suck up to because I know it's a lot of. It's a whole lot
right now.
Oh, they
with that
love.
butter knife.
Oh, LVE is. Oh, he's so loved. But I will say this, keeping it real. And then Big, I want to hear from you on this, big dog. Oh my God. Say.
Oh my God, Coach Bob said he super chatted and said he gonna quote it and retweet that all of those guys better than LVE.
Oh, hey, ho, with the
Hey,
$100 holla.
ho.
It got the
Black.
$100
Wait, Black,
holla.
is this for me or Law? Be clear on that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he said it over here. What you mean?
He said, look,
Say it
he
out
said,
loud.
damn.
We need to
He
know.
said, we need to know.
Because if it's for him, I would shoot him another $100. You know what I mean? But if that's over here, I'm going to take it, dog. So
I think
be
that's a
clear
red
on
number.
that $100.
That's a red number. He said a holla.
He said, I
a holla,
appreciate the
man.
final word
It's a
for
holla.
keeping it 100 and congrats
It's
to
a
Law.
holla.
So I
Wait a
need to
minute.
know who that $100 was for.
Hey, that's for that Crown Black, man. That's yours, man.
Oh, that's me? Because I don't mind
yours.
giving it to you. Because we did. Because let's be clear, we asked everybody to give
Oh, that's
100
funny.
pennies or 100 dimes or $100. All right? So I want to be clear. And he gave 99, so that's mine.
That's 99 for your mind, man. That's yours. That's yours, man. That's yours, man.
No, let us know. Let us know though. No, it's refunds. Let us know who that was for, bro.
No,
if
no.
that was for Law, we gonna shoot that $100 right over to him. But go ahead, B.
Oh no, just about the LVE situation. I heard a little bit of OC. Just kind of following off of it. You know, Dallas, they're not kind of going to go in that market. They, you know, we were listening at the Bobby Wagner thing. But once, you know, it's kind of like they kind of settled in who they kind of wanted. They kind of honed in who they wanted on the free agency tip, especially with their own. And when they got LVE back on that deal, you know, boss, you just said it. He's the favorite son, and he came back on a friendly deal like they wanted. So they're going to give him every opportunity. If he came back on a deal that was friendly for them, he's already the friendly son. They're going to give him every opportunity to go ahead and be that guy again, especially when they re-sign Jonathan Hankins, because as we said before, he did play a lot better when Hankins was in the game. So now you re-sign Hankins, possibly you draft. So now they're going to say, hey, we got a guy. And then look, Law and Boss and OC, you still got the Devin Harper. You can still find out. You still got Damone Clark. You still got Jabril Cox. They got enough young linebackers right there where they probably feel like, why do we need to go pay one more person, an off-ball linebacker, when we already have one right now and we have some young guys in the fold?
Yeah.
Big Game, you wasn't on the show last week, right? When we did the draft conversation. Let me ask you a question. Linebacker in this draft, a want or a need?
That's a good question. I think it's kind of a need. I think it's a kind of a need.
Boss, go ahead and show them what we came up with.
All right, so this is what we talked about last week. Just keeping it 100. LV coming off a neck, Clark coming off a neck. You got Cox coming off a knee, and then you got Harper coming off Achilles. You know.
Yeah.
So they're young bulls, but they're scoffed. You know what I mean? So I think I wouldn't call it a major need, but I think insurance, I would look at it as insurance. You know what I mean?
Definitely insurance.
I have a little bit of feedback about that. First of all, is my sound okay? Can you hear me or no?
You good?
We're good.
Okay. So here's the deal about that. It's a need if you're looking for a guy that can cover and rush the passer. That's what I think. It's a want if you're looking at a traditional 4-3 linebacker. Because I think guys you have on the roster, blemishes and all, can be adequate enough to get the job done in terms of a standard 4-3 front, or even a 5-2 front, or 4-3 under front, or over front, however you flip and you play that, right? Even if you go to a 4-4 front, right? In some exotic situations, you could do that with the linebackers you have on this team. But if you're looking for a guy that can contribute in terms of rushing the passer, then it becomes a need. That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, he broke it down like a fraction. I never looked at it that way. But you're right. But I just look at it like this. You got Devin White right now, right? He had 6 sacks last season. He's a guy that can cover and hit and come down and fill. So you can solidify that right before you go into the draft. And then now you can go into the draft even more of a BPA attitude. But I feel what you're saying.
No, that's real. Hey, I got something else, though, for you boys. Unless y'all had something else on that. But check this out. Jim Nagy. Now, everybody trusts Jim
I
Nagy.
knew you was going to do that.
And you knew I was going to do that. You
I
already
knew it was
knew.
coming.
It was in your spirit. It was in your
Yep,
spirit.
I was waiting.
Appreciate the super chat. He said Jones Alexander behind Hank is better than LV. Yeah, ain't no doubt, coach. Just keep it real. All right, but this. Check this out. One thing that has become clear on calls around league past couple of weeks, NFL isn't nearly as high on this year's wide receiver class as media. Ooh. Frequently seeing 4 or 5 wideouts in mocks, have spoken to numerous teams that have only first round grade at that position. This guy is JSN. Say, bro, and this ain't I told you so, but damn it.
That's I told you so.
Hell yeah. Yes, because I've been saying that, bro. I've been like, we got to be careful with this class, because this class is not even close to the class from last year. So the first round is this year, in my humble opinion, is second and third rounders from last year. And I'm keeping it real.
So he's saying that JSN, you talking about the Ohio State wide receivers, the only one with the first round grade? Is that what he's saying?
According to people he talking to on the phone.
Man, I've been sitting on this, and I know this is about to cause a fight.
Let's
but
go.
Look,
I want to fight.
I don't think JSN is the round 1 top big dog receiver. I just don't see his talent as such. I'm sorry. I think he's a solid possession receiver. He's had injuries. I don't see him getting a lot of separation, especially from the film that I looked at. And I know that Big Game James is going to go ballistic, and that's all right. But I'm saying I don't think that guy. And big. Just so you remember, I am from Ohio. I was born in Xenia, Ohio. Okay, I grew up in Lima, Ohio, and you know where that is, Big. You know where that is. So I'm not hating.
Oh, I know.
I'm not hating.
You from the hood, dude. You from that?
Yeah, from the sticks. Yeah, from the sticks. Yeah. So I'm saying I'm looking at them play, man, and I'm sorry. I mean, my eyeballs don't see it. My eyeballs don't see first round top.
I don't see it.
don't see it. I just don't see it.
I take it,
I see it.
but I don't see it. I take it,
I don't see it.
but I don't see it. I'm just keeping it real. Go ahead, Big. I put the camera on. You got to punch back on this, dog. Come on, man. Where the punches at, dog? Where the fight?
I mean, hey, I respect that, but I can respect what he said with the speed. I said he was a better route running CD Lamb coming out right now.
Yeah.
Because if I look at the side, the tape by tape, he's the same type of player with the build. Maybe he doesn't have that little bit of get off like CD has once he gets the ball after the catch. But man, dog, you got to look at what he did, though. The biggest thing with him that you probably worry about is the little injury issue, OC. But dog, like I said, when Garrett Wilson was there and when they had Chris Olave was there, dog, he was 95 and 1,400.
See, that's a good point.
They were moving him everywhere.
That's a good point.
Everywhere.
See, that's a good point.
They took a back seat to him that year. If you watch the tape that year, they took a back seat to him. He was the guy, and they were moving him around everywhere. So that's why I feel like he can be very effective. I understand what you're saying about with the speed. It's not that good. I understand that. But I think with his type of game and his route running, I think he could be really good. And Ohio State receivers are doing really well. And Brian Hartline is a very good receivers coach over there at OSU.
Wait.
Yeah, and look, I agree with stuff that you said, Big, but I'm just going to say, man, I think that his experience, nuance is the only thing that's keeping him open. Because based on what I saw this past year, Big, I didn't see him explosive cuts. I didn't even see just elite hands. I think that his positioning, I think him understanding details and manipulating cornerbacks with subtlety were the things that got him open. And I don't know if it's because he has some injuries on his body, which I do think he does, but I'm scared about a guy you giving a first round grade to, and I don't care what everybody say. I'm just telling you what my eyeballs see, that has had soft tissue leg injuries coming into the league. And I'm not saying that he can't recover. I'm not saying that he's not a value pick that he's going to get with a great program, rehab, and then tear it up his second year. But I don't think coming into the league like he is right now, he's going to be that top receiver return on investment if somebody, in my opinion, reaches and picks him in the first 15 picks. I don't see it, man.
Hold on.
Can I jump in y'all fight for 1 second? Just 1 second.
Okay.
The only thing that just his tape good to me, that game speed.
It scares me. Like, cover him in college close. I'm scared. If you can cover him close in college. I'm scared because when you get to the league, you're going against the fastest dudes in the world. And so that's the thing that scares me. If they kind of sticky on him, and he don't even play in the SEC, by the way. He don't even play in the SEC.
I trust this route running. It just bothered me when I saw linebackers run him down, bro, multiple times. But go ahead, Big.
No, I feel what you're saying, but I think the biggest thing right here to me is it's the 26th pick. Yeah. And the 26th pick, in my opinion, has to play a lot. So that's why I don't know why, we have been talking about, off and on with receiver being the first round and things of that nature. But when we're talking about at 26 and somebody's got to come and play it. Now, when you look at all the positions around the Cowboys, a lot of these positions are already set. There's not going to be a lot of guys that's going to come in and start. If you look at the way the setup is in the position.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of positions open.
It's not.
26. Yeah. You don't want to offend Brandon Cook, right? You just signed him. You signed him to be the opposite guy. Michael Gallup should be better year 2, right? Because his knees are better, I would think. And then you still want to see what Jalen Tolbert does. So if you draft a receiver at 26, where does he fall into place where he's going to play immediately? That's my thought, regardless if it's JSN or anybody else.
I would say receiver 3.
Yeah.
I would love him at receiver 3.
It equates
so Gallup would get bumped? So Gallup would automatically get bumped?
If you go back and watch the tape on Mike Martz, he broke down all of the interceptions that Dak Prescott threw, and 8 to 9 of them came from the wide receivers either running the wrong scheme or not playing through the echoes of the whistle or just having their dropsies. So the Cowboys bringing in all of these short, nuanced route runner guys or even JSN so that they can solidify that role and not having that wide receiver to go up against the ones or the twos, but to be that dominant third option guy. Because if you really look at it, outside of my guy of going out there picking up the phone and calling Cedric Wilson and giving away a draft pick, I think that one of those guys, whether it's Zay Flowers or JSN, is going to come on in and immediately probably be better than what we've seen out of Jalen Tolbert. Probably give us a little bit more push out of Simi Fehoko, and as well as my guy Michael Gallup. The writing is on the wall. You know what I'm saying? It's on the wall with him.
On the wall, dog.
Yeah, well, that's true, because we talked about that last week, and you asked, I think you asked Boss, you know, who was this putting pressure on when you said in the receiving room?
Right.
And I said last week that
we were
I
talking
thought
about
pressure
this.
was on, yeah, and I thought the pressure was on Gallup because this is year 2, and it's essential that re-signing is like a 2-year deal where you can pretty much move on from him after this year. So yeah, you do, but I feel like you want to see what he's going to look like before you automatically cut him out.
Yep, and not leaning on the maybe or the if, ands, and buts, because I think that this more of the philosophy of Mike McCarthy now, saying that, hey, y'all got my back against the wall. Y'all got rid of my second in command over here. You got rid of other guys that I leaned on, and now I got to make sure that I cover everything. So Michael Gallup, he ain't homegrown for me. You know, he wasn't my draft pick. He ain't nothing to me. So if he can't get with the program, I'll send him over to LA Chargers, you know, if he really want to stay with that type of mindset. So that's why I believe Big Mike, I think this is a move from Big Mike.
Ooh. Yeah, this definitely looked like a Big Mike move.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looked like a Big Mike move. I think it's a combination of what you said, Lau, where it's about self-preservation. You know what I mean? If I'm going to fall on my sword, I'm going to make sure I have a full clip.
Right. My guys.
My guys. That's one. Number 2, I think it's abandoning Kellen Moore. You know? Because Kellen Moore, he didn't care about number 2 and number 3s. He felt like anybody could run his system. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, my boy Ro had me roll. He got me rolling over. That boy said we cold-blooded. Hey, bro, we just keeping it real over, bro.
Yeah.
But that's what I see, though. I see Mike McCarthy really trying to put the bullets into his offense. Like, how can you have a West Coast offense and not have dangerous weapons that get separation? You know what I mean? And that's why we was talking about this last week. Some people didn't like this, but you can't look at none of Mike McCarthy's team and not see a slew of wide receivers, not just 1 or 2. He would go sometime as deep as 4. You know what I mean? Of quality wide receivers. What's y'all thoughts on that? Let me try you again. Go ahead.
In a perfect world, how it's supposed to be, I believe, you would want to see CeeDee Lamb rev it back up again. I think that CeeDee Lamb can have 1,600 yards, right?
Yeah.
And then the number 2 wide receiver should be Brandon Cooks, right? He's going to come right on in and be that number 2.
No doubt.
And naturally, you drafted this dude in the 3rd round. You wanted, and you had high hopes. I heard everybody, mama, uncle, cousin saying that, hey, this guy, Jalen Tolbert, is a mixture of Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb. So naturally, you want Tolbert to step all the way up to push Michael Gallup. But Michael Gallup contract is in the way. And the reason why I'm saying that Cooks is now over Michael Gallup is because they went out there and made moves and got Cooks, right?
Right.
So that's just where it is. If Gallup don't show us everything this offseason and don't give us some type of a good push that he's recovered completely, either I don't know if he's going to be on the trading blocks or it's going to be a situation whereas somebody's just going to overtake the reps from him. And we need that dog mentality. I don't think that Mike McCarthy got a long leash on him.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. OC, you got something on that?
Yeah, hopefully I'm coming through okay. I don't know if I'm frozen.
Yeah, you frozen.
Appear to be okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so you put it about this real quick, but let me just get this one thought out. You know,
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, you tried. You really did, bro. Damn. Oh, see. What a cry. There. What a.
Man, OC over here, man. Come on, man. OC, you all right?
No, OC, don't leave though. Don't leave, because it's a football. We gotta talk, bro. Don't leave. Don't quit, because it's a football. I need you here on. We gonna talk about something in the near future. I need you, OC. Don't leave. We got a super chat from Landlord. He chucked $5 at us. Appreciate that, big dog. He say, "What's happening?" Final word. I was thinking, are we good enough to draft and stash somebody at 26? Yeah, I think we are good enough to do that. Would I want us to do that? No. No. I don't want no stash and nothing. I want whatever we get, I want us to be an instant impact that put us over the hump. Is James with us too? Big, you with us? Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You just wasn't moving, boy. You was still. Ooh, you had yeah,
like a tree.
No, you was.
Yeah, right.
But I want something that's gonna give us an instant impact, like now. You know what I'm saying? And our maximum impact. You know. But going back to what you were saying on that receiver, yeah, I think the writing is on the wall, bro. Let's stop ignoring it, because not us, but I think some of us are in denial that the Dallas Cowboys, in my opinion, are making it obvious. When you look at their 30 visits and you see all these top-rated receivers, come on, man. They are clearly signaling that they likely getting ready to go at a receiver with priority. Let's just keep it real, bro. And if they doing that, they are doing that because they don't trust the room. That's just keeping it real. They don't. It's either Tolbert or Michael Gallup, and I will bet that it's Michael Gallup.
Yeah, because I feel like they're going to be a little bit of a leash with Tolbert. People keep on saying, I heard some people saying he could possibly get cut. I don't see that. I feel like he's going to get a leash because he was under the Kellen Moore offense. So why wouldn't he get like a little bit longer leash, especially as a third-round pick? He was under a whole different type of offense, and now it's under McCarthy. So I would think they would really want to see what he has to get,
right,
and they're going to give him every opportunity to show it. But you know, just like we said last week, the eye is on Michael Gallup. The contract, it's like this. If you looked at it, it was not. The Cowboys and it really in the NFL now. When you look at these contracts, if they're like 5 years or anything like that, it's really 2 years now. It's really a 2-year deal and after those 2 years, they can look at it, evaluate, and move on if they don't like it, and it's not going to really kill them on the cap and things of that nature.
Right.
This is where it is with Michael Gallup. And he needs to be able to show, number one, he's healthy. He's got to show he's healthy coming back from last year but I think that's the fault of the Cowboys too, in my opinion, because we all said that he was not going to be ready. We all said that he was not going to be that guy that was going to be ready and that they were pushing him. And you see, just like with Law, you said, when we've seen some of that route running and you've seen some of the bad routes that even when Mike Martz was talking about, and you saw Gallup in quite a few of those, I think it was that injury where y'all played the game. If you got a bad knee and you're a receiver and you got a plant to make cuts and you got a plant to come back to the field, you're not doing that. You're going to slow down on that at the top of that route. You're going to slow down because of that knee. Those cornerbacks know you're hurt too, right? They're not dumb. If I'm playing against you and I know you can't do that, a cornerback's going to know I'm going to jump on this route because you don't have the ability to make the cut like I do.
Right.
And that's where you saw happening in the games of last year.
Yep. And then, when you look at Gallup, that's why he's been 1 week on, 1 week off. And that shoot against Tampa Bay, if you guys go back and watch that, he was catching those slants. Hey, he was going into traffic. He was stopping, coming back. But then the next week, he started rounding his route. So that comes from trying to overcompensate on your leg and knee. And it's quite strange that, the good thing about us, man, when we broke down the Green Bay Packers game, right? And then we broke down, and of course there wasn't Gallup in that game, it was CeeDee Lamb. And then we broke down some of the things that happened in the Niners game on the final word. What really I love more so than anything is all of this stuff being re-echoed by Mike Martz, right? So that makes sure that made us be like, God dog, we were right on the money. You know, he won a Super Bowl before coaching this game at a high level, right? In '99, the greatest show on turf. So when he's echoing the same things we are saying, that now I do know that validation is only good for parking. but hold up just a little bit, y'all. That dude validates us just a little bit, right? Yeah. Of us all being right on the money with all assessments, and now you hearing it echo. It seems as if though he was taking notes from us and just regurgitating it.
Man, it's you know, I don't want to get on Dak. I'm sick of talking about Dak.
Yeah.
Right.
But I will say this, you know, Dak and every player that has their star on their helmet is gonna always get the wrong national media attention. I hate it. True. But it's life. It's what it is. It's unfair. I want that big. What we doing is we talking about trades, big dog. All right. So obviously we won with what happened with Odell Beckham, which is not a trade. We won on that, right? So we go celebrate Cooks, right?
Right.
But then we talked about the linebacker, and maybe we was mixed on that. I want to bring this one up because, man, oh man, you know, I don't think we should and can complain, but God dog. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Low late.
Oh, where my girl at?
Right.
Hush your mouth, girl. Hush your mouth.
Ooh,
you go to your room.
You go, Law.
All right, Grand Prairie's on, and of course, Big Game James, the Ohio State on, right? Jeff Okudah, man. Oh my goodness. All right, so he got hit with the injury bug. We all know that. That set him back the year before last, right?
Yes.
But this dude, man, went on the field. He can cover every blade of grass, right? Yep. This dude come down. He can hit. He can carry. He's a good physical cornerback. And what the Atlanta Falcons did is what we were thinking about doing, right? Basically, from our conversation this offseason, well, before Gilly got here, let's go out there and find a DB that's young that you can match up with our guy on the opposite end, Trayvon Diggs. You know, AJ Terrell, he's a young DB. And what they did is said, okay, let's get two young DBs and match those two boys together. But I believe that the Falcons came off with a great steal in this situation because it's only a 5th round draft pick. I trust the Cowboys organization and franchise to find other players with draft picks later on. We can get rid of a 5th round draft pick. That's nothing. But Jeff Okudah in a Cowboys uniform, matter of fact, I wouldn't mind of us having both Gilly and Jeff.
Right. Ooh, what's your thoughts on this?
Gilly could be that bridge to Jeff and all of that other stuff, man.
Oh, yeah. A 5th rounder? Ooh, they won. to me, what's your thoughts?
They won on that one.
They won to me. Stop thief!
Yeah, I mean,
stop.
A 5th rounder for Okudah, the way he played toward the end of the year last year. Yeah, but I think the biggest thing is he's got to stay healthy, man. He's had a lot of injuries, you know, but once he's been healthy, because you saw when he was coming out of college, he was one of the highest rated cornerbacks coming out of college. He's just now kind of finding his way. But for Atlanta, this is great for them because they need more defense, right? And they already have the AJ Terrell, like y'all said. So if you can add a guy like him that can really help your back end, that's a good great deal. And yeah, Cowboys, we could have did that. But once again, I feel like, fellas, once y'all kind of know how the Cowboys is. Remember what I told you a long time ago about shut up signings, right?
Yep.
Shut up signings.
Yep.
So I feel like the Cowboys came in with a slew of shut the hell up signings. Okay, we got you, Brandon Cooks. We got the receiver. Shut up. Okay.
Ooh.
Now we got you, Stephen Gilmore. Shut up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We resigned most of our guys back in the room. Now y'all be quiet and now let's go where we're at. So once the Cowboys kind of address feel like a need, what they did with Gilmore, now I feel like they're gonna say, well, let's attack the draft because we still have Deron Bland. They may trade it for a Kuda, but we have a Deron Bland. We still have a Trevin Diggs. Now we have a Gilmore. You still have a Nashawn Wright, and then you had Izzy Mukamu, who stepped his game up from last year. So it's not like our cupboard is bare, and the Cowboys are probably looking at that as well. It's like our cupboard isn't bare. We'd like our young guys, Stephen Jones saying that, and let's hit that draft.
All right, so this is where I want the OC, and he left us. The OC abandoned us. Where is that damn button?
Oh yeah, I got you right here. You know what I mean?
Damn!
Oh, we need you on this one, OC. We need you.
Oh, Darnell Wright.
Oh,
Tell him
man,
tell him call in, and then you pipe him in through the Bluetooth or something.
Good idea. Good idea. All right, so I got this from your page, so I'm gonna kick it off with you, Law, and I'm gonna call the OC.
No doubt, man. Now Darnell Wright is a right tackle. He's a guy that
I want to throw something at you though first.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, because what I want to talk to you about, bro, and you, Big, and the OC, I'm going to get them on the phone. I want to talk to y'all about being flexible and creative for left guard. Because I'm going to be honest. In my mind, when I see Darnell Wright, he is way closer to Leary than Steve Avala is.
Ooh, I see where you're going.
You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going?
I see where you're going now.
And Leary did
crafty.
play tackle in college. The dude that and let me say what I'm saying.
We ain't replaced Larry since he left.
Right. And check this out. Big.
Darnell got a little mean streak into him. He gonna get them ribs too. Why
That's
you
what. Hey,
he get the rib tips, man.
Hey,
I ain't gonna even lie.
Yeah!
Hey, not to cut you off, boss. Not to even cut you off, boss.
I'm gonna
I ain't even
remember what
gonna
I
lie.
gotta say. I'm gonna remember.
I was frustrated when they brought Aleo Collins in. I liked when they picked up Aleo Collins because of the situation, but I was frustrated because the way they picked up Leo Collins and he was supposed to be a high draft pick, they were going to force him in the lineup. I didn't like that for the fact it kind of already pushed Ron Leary aside, and then Ron Leary was still in a good place when he was playing,
Right.
Before he left. And dog, we were so damn good with Ron Leary playing that left guard, dog. We were so good.
so
I mean,
good.
Ron Leary was a beast. I love when they picked him up in the free agency, and I loved when he dropped because of that damn knee, because he's that guy. So I see what you're saying, boss, with this Darnell Wright thing, but I want to bring something to both of you guys right quick. A good question.
Okay.
And this came from Coach Marv, and he said, guess what if a Tyron Smith and a Zach Martin retire, because that could possibly happen a next year? What would you do then? So would you really attack this offensive line in this draft or no?
Hell yeah. But
Would you double dip? Would you double dip?
Yes.
I think
I'm
this
starting
is
to
the
lean on
draft
double
to
dip.
double dip.
Yes, and I agree with that too.
Because of the assessment that all of you guys went over when we was talking about this.
Yep.
Tackles and guards are the premiums of this particular draft,
Yep.
and why not at this point?
Prepare for Zach.
Because why not
Yeah, just prepare for it, because it's
prepare?
yeah. You want to be prepared. You want to have it in house. So, but this is one thing I want to just kind of throw out there, because and I want to run this by y'all. I think the mistake that we made with Taco is we was trying to be too perfect. This is what I mean by that. So everybody now says we shouldn't have passed on TJ Watt. See, that's easy to say when you're not a scout, right? Because when you a scout, you gotta make the case to your bosses why a outside linebacker is gonna work in your 4-3 scheme. So basically, looking at TJ Watt out of Wisconsin, he was playing outside linebacker standing up. Taco was a 3-point stand coming out the ground, exploding from a 4-3 stance. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the system was perfect for the defense he was getting ready to play in. But you had to be creative in your mind to imagine TJ doing something you didn't see him do on film. That's what I'm saying with people like Wright, to where we might be trying to be too perfect. You know what I'm saying? To where I want a left side player, I want a guy that only play, instead of getting the guy with the traits, the nasty guy with the size that you can put inside and say, all right, we go just trust that you got the traits and we can coach you up. What's y'all thoughts on that?
I got two points on that one. Taco was, remember, we don't draft to compliment. We draft to replace.
Yep.
Taco was drafted to replace D-Law.
D-Law, yep.
Yeah, Taco played on the left side at Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So not only Taco was limited from his skill set of playing with the Cowboys, but they also try to put him on the right side. And I encourage everybody to look at Taco Charlton's sacks. All of them came when D-Law came, were hurt, and then he put him on the left side. So that's when he rushed and did all of his moves the best. He was a one-trick pony guy, you know, the spin, the Taco spin. And he had long, lengthy arms and etc. So D-Law played out of his mind. So that was the problem with that whole type of situation. Yeah. Now, with your whole thought track with drafting Wright and not putting ourselves in the box with Wright. Yeah. He's 6'6", he's 340. Yeah. 340. 340, you know. So yeah, you could probably put him down inside.
Why not?
But I need to hear the analysis from the OC. From a guy, the OC.
Right.
Man,
right.
I wanted him in this one. I wanted him.
But let me jump on this one too about with Wright. Now with Avila, he can probably play center too, though. Am I correct?
True.
Now, see, that's what I'm looking at right there. He can play center, and that's a big road grader at center. Okay, and I think he can play you three possible positions. Avila,
I know,
especially if he could possibly be
center. He's a lock.
And here's the thing: we don't know what's going on with Biadasz, right, boss?
Now we don't know if they go pay him next year. We don't know that.
You feel me?
And he's starting to trend up. He trending up, so
he made the Pro Bowl. You know, that's his agent gonna be banging on the table.
Have to pay him.
Right. So you're gonna have to probably pay him some money, and we have to see about that. So that's gonna be tough. But just like what Law was saying, you know, there was a funny situation with Taco because, like you said, he was D-Law's replacement. Like we saw D-Law before that year, it was like, is this guy a bust? We're gonna get ready to move on from him because he had only had 9 sacks in those 3 years before they were getting ready to draft Taco. So he was looking like a bust, right? And then he had the breakout
and all the suspension and everything.
Right, remember he had the suspension, and we were doubting DeMarcus Lawrence was going to be on this roster, and that's who Taco Charlton was drafted for. But I think the problem was, man, when you really looked at Taco's tape, just like you said, Law, it was real kind of
up and down. Leaning your guy.
It wasn't. It was like, this is the guy that you're gonna have, right?
Hell no!
He looked real regular in them streets, and so that kind of backfired. And I think Ron Marinelli being the defensive coordinator at the time really kind of threw everything in a monkey wrench, because you know how Ron Marinelli is. He doesn't get creative as far as what he wants to do. He's got one style, one way, and he's going to do it that way. And there's no kind of flexibility with that. And that's why you saw more of the Taco Charlton getting drafted, because he's like I think you said it, boss, like, what are you going to do? Because you got a stand-up guy in TJ Watt. What are you going to put him? And I feel like that would put Ron Marinelli in a bind. So he went with something basic where it wasn't a lot of, turnover with it.
Yeah, and Papa Rob Marinelli, man, bless his heart, man. He's still in Dallas.
Is he?
He's still in Dallas. We might can get a hold to him, man. I just thought about that. He still talk good football and stuff. Yeah, we definitely gonna try to get him on the podcast because this is Rob Marinelli thought track. He had his orphans, right? So he wasn't really into the scheme per se like we've seen out of Dan Quinn or banging on the table.
Mm-hmm.
The last time, who the Tristan Hill situation, he pretty much, I still think that was Chris Richard's issue right there. But bending to Rob Marinelli, trying to give him some weapons because Rob Marinelli never banged on the table for anybody. We had dudes that was coming off the street that he was naming Golden Cock and everything else, and they was trying to create pressure and getting upfield. Benson Mayoa, Benson Mayoa and all those boys.
Benson Mayoa.
Yeah, 6 sacks.
Hey, y'all.
I remember.
Oh, I love it.
So we're a long way from there, man.
All right, OC.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got the OC on the line.
There it is.
See, when you got a
building a plane in the air.
See, when you got a dude that got 100K, he done saw everything. You know what I mean? So Law was like, just call him, hook him up to your Bluetooth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, that's what happened when you've been flying planes for 20 years. You know what I mean? All the way to 100K. You feel me? I didn't mean to get crunk like that. I just happen to have an OC. All right, so OC.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we on a subject that we wanted to talk to you about, big dog. All right. And so this is the thing that we want to talk to you about. So we having a discussion about being creative at pick 26 to cover the left guard need. Because me and you did a breakdown where they were saying Leary is, or they were saying Steve Ovala is a Leary with better feet, and we both proved that was a lie. You know what I mean? That was fake news.
It's all fake news. Yep. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
All right. So I was like, instead of keeping it real, it would be reaching, but he would be kind of like a fit in terms of position. What about getting creative, taking a mauler like right and moving him in the left guard? And just trusting that he has the instincts, because to me, he is more Leary than Steve. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the only question that I have about Wright is I love him as a big hammer at the right tackle position. I question how well he would function. I think it's trainable, especially if you think about Duke and you want to be creative. That man, you could put him in as a mauler because he just go. Basically, he's a true quintessential guy that to me could be like I don't know if you guys remember this guy, man. I'm going back in the day a little bit, okay? I don't know if you guys remember Kevin Gogan.
Yeah.
He was the first 6'7", 340-pound dude that played guard.
Yes.
Right? He was a mauler, right? So he could develop, and this is me projecting, not saying he will be on that level, but he could mold into a guy like that that's just extremely big, long, and that's just powerful at the point. I'm not sure about his hip flex and his bend, but as a creative ideal, I will be open to give it a look, especially if you did not have Broderick Jones there and you have the top, I would say, 4 tackles gone by the time you get to pick 26, and we want to shore up that offensive line. Hey, I will give it a go. I would.
All right, so let me make sure I'm hearing you right, and then I'm going to have to let you go, bro. But I really wanted to get your thoughts on that, obviously, because the OC, he also played 4 positions on the offensive line. So he don't just know this from theory, he knows this from experience, So this is the deal, bro. So I want to just make sure I'm being real clear. All of our tackles just got wiped out. Broderick Jones, gone. Anton, gone. Paris, gone. Steve, gone. Right?
Yep.
We even lost the guard from Florida. right?
Uh-huh.
That's where we're sitting. Where you got Wright or Steve. What are you doing at pick 26?
That's a no-brainer. I'm going with the best available, which is Wright.
Wow.
Which is Wright. You going with the first? That's not even hard.
Yeah, I got right over Steve Avila too.
You're going with the best available because you always go with a guy that has the strength. He has the strength, and more length and more position potential flex than Steve Avila. Okay, at the guard position, right? And I'm not saying that guards come a dime a dozen, but if you notice, I mean, it's only a handful of guys that were elite guards in college balls, Law, and also Big Game James that came and that were elite just playing the same position, right? Steve Hutchinson will probably be one of those guys, okay? One of those unique unicorns that, he could play anywhere though, right? And then most of the time, you had a guy that was a pretty good tackle, right? Zach Martin, that ended up bumping into being a high-level elite guard, right? So, you always go with the guy that has the most upside and that can play the most positions. And beyond that, he's just a better player, just straight up.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, OC.
Ask him this, though.
Okay, hold on. I'm finna ask you a question, OC. Law got a question for you. Go ahead, Law.
Yep.
So, although he may be better suited at right tackle, do you see left tackle in the future for him?
Ooh. So he talking about Wright. No, you talking about Wright or who you talking about?
Darnell, right.
All right, so he's saying, do you even see right tackle in the future for Darnell, even though he might have to come in as an emergency to left guard?
Yeah, I see right tackle in the future of that guy that could get some technical skills put into him on the pro level. I think that he's a guy that's a tweener. He's a guy that I like even more than I would pick him over a guy that like DeJuan Jones because he's a safer pick, right? Everybody loves the big monstrous dude that's 6'8", 380 pounds, 90 pounds, but you don't see that many tackles in the league that's over 350 pounds that play for any significant amount of time. Right. And so that's why that pick gives me pause, right? We had a guy to Minnesota, I believe it was last year or the year before, Boss Cowboy. This guy was like 6'10" and 400 pounds, 380 pounds out of Minnesota. Where is he? Have we heard about it? Where's he? So I'm saying it's a different league, man. It's a different level of athlete out here, man, and it's a different level of conditioning. I know you say it's hard to think that 300-pound dudes are in shape, but it's a certain level of conditioning that you have to be able to be at. And so, in my opinion, I think that guy really could be a hammer of a right tackle in the right system. I really do. But I think that based upon how well he bends, which I got to do some more tape work on him, that he could potentially, if he can bend and he can play with his hand in the ground, because he played a lot in the 2-point out of Tennessee. Okay, he played a lot in 2-point, where he could just get one kick and just pop you and just make you fly, just because he just was so strong, get his hands on you and just wash you around, just because he's just so strong. But can he get down in that 3-point stance and play, get his hand up quick enough to deal with some of these athletes that he would face in the interior that can match his strength? That remains to be seen. I think he could develop into that. But I think that this is a guy that could potentially go either way and be a high-level quality starter for you. That's what I think.
Hey, let me read this comment,
stuff,
and then if Big Game James got something, we'll obviously get him in too. But Q Dog said with a super chat, and Coach Marv said with another super chat, that it's easier to move a tackle from outside to inside, And to echo that point and get your comment on this, OC, Coach Q said it's funny that the top 5 NFL guards were all college tackles. Wow.
Yes, facts. Big and great point by both of those guys. It's very like I said, it's very rare that you have a guy come out of college that was an elite guard and then he's an elite guard in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I said, Steve Hutchinson is probably a guy that I could think of that did
Quentin
that
Nelson.
effectively.
Quentin Nelson, yeah, those are unicorns. Those are anomalies, right? Those are just anomalies, right? Those guys were born out of the womb and were gifted to play the position.
To play that role.
But that's not the rule. It's more like an exception. So I think that, yeah, it is, in principle, it is easier for guys to bump inside. It definitely is. I played guard some, and it was definitely easy for me to bump inside, especially on pass pro. Because I was like, these guys are slow. And then I didn't have to account for that much space because 2 steps, they was on top of me. Some dudes really don't like that, but I loved it. It was like 2 steps. I'm going to stick you. I'm going to 1-set you, right? I'm going to 1-set you. I'm going to 2-set you, right? I might jump set you. And then that's it. It's going to be over with. You ain't getting no sack. But that was me. That's how I approached it, how I thought about it. But the thing with Jones that I haven't seen how well he bends. And my only scare.
You talking about Jones or Wright?
I'm talking about Wright. I apologize.
Okay. Right.
Out of Tennessee. I apologize. I haven't seen him bend out of a 3-point and pop up quickly. And that's an adjustment he's going to have to be able to make at a high level. Because when he's in there, if he can't play out of a 3-point and pop up quick with appropriate technique, he could be giving up leverage angles and getting beat by some of the shifty, powerful, and quick guys that he'll play against inside. So that's my only question about him. But other than that, in terms of strength and ability, no, I don't have a question that he could go inside and do it, but I haven't seen him out of a 3-point and how well he operates in tight spaces.
Is that something, to be honest, OC, is to be worried about, or is that just something that you're saying you just want to check that box?
Me, I'm saying that I want to check the box, and if he can't play out of a 3-point, I will be worried, right? Because the thing is that if you play guard, you gotta have a flex to play out of a 3-point. And the thing about him, he's a guy that plays high. And Q would know what I'm talking about. You have your O-line buddy, and also Coach Mar would understand what I'm talking about. He plays real high, right? He doesn't play low. He plays with a high butt, almost straight legged out of that 2-point stance. And so I don't know if that's just because, he plays that's how they played him at Tennessee, or if it's like indication of his ability to bend, right? And so that's something I would want to verify. And if I was a scout, I would work him out, I would verify it. But that's something that I hadn't been able to just verify on my own.
Appreciate
well, you got to do your homework because he won't be there at 58. At 58,
no, he's
going to fall into the lines of maybe Vila could be there, huh?
He can't hear you, OC.
I know he can't hear me. So just tell him he got to do quick evaluation because tell him he got to do quick evaluations because he won't be there at 58, and then that's going to leave you with. Tell him that's going to leave him with Mafi.
Yep.
Down the line, or Cody Marsh.
Yep.
Or Vila may be there, but I think that he's going to be gone.
I think he's going to be gone too. So man, I appreciate it, OC, man. Big, did you have something, big dog?
Oh, no, man. I was just listening to you guys, especially the OC. I love listening to his knowledge on that offensive line.
OC, so let me call you back.
Whenever he talks about those type of guys, I listen to him. So, like I said, I just wonder if it's going to be a double dip or, on this offensive line in this draft. Now we don't have the multiple picks and it's just one pick around. And if they don't do any kind of trading, do they go 2 times in that draft? And I want to kind of see how they go with that. That's going to be interesting because, like I said, the line is getting older and it's still in flux. Like this line is not like settled right now. This offensive line is not settled.
It's not.
So, we really got to figure out, what's going to happen with this offensive line, especially this year. And we're talking about Dak Prescott. Remember, Mike McCarthy said, he wants to protect Dak Prescott. He wants to run the ball. So if you want to protect Dak Prescott and you want to run the ball, we got to make sure this offensive line is all the way on point.
Another reason I wouldn't be opposed to Wright. What's the plan if Tyron Smith get hurt?
Yeah, it's going to be.
You see what I'm saying?
Tyler Smith, and then it's going to be Terrence Steele.
But Terrence Steele probably ain't going to be ready for week 1.
I know, right? So you're going to. It's
Matt,
crazy.
Well, let's go.
Okay.
Matt, well, let's go.
40 yard, baby.
Okay.
Matt, well, let's
that make
go.
Wright make more sense, too.
Alex
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know
I'm
what I mean?
saying.
That make Wright make more sense.
they stashed him, and then like you said, right? I mean, it just because they want to see what they have in Matt Waletzko as
they
like
do want
a
to see
swing.
it. Yeah.
They do want to see it.
Fuck out of here.
And let's not forget, man, they did pick up Chuma. Chuma,
but they want to see it. Yeah, you're right. Chuma, they got Chuma.
Yeah,
and they liked Chuma last year.
Yeah.
And they were talking about willing to trade for Chuma last year. So Chuma could be a guy that he might be a guy that could be a player
sleeper
in here. You know, he
kind of like a curse.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I'm gonna be honest. Can I be honest? Do y'all want me to be honest? I haven't broke his film down yet. You know what I mean? See, because when Curse was coming in, I already broke his film down. You know?
Yeah, he was on the Curse.
Chuma might be better, and we might be looking over Chuma. I'm being honest. I saw the name. Law probably did a field session.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
I looked at this analysis from right tackle. I didn't look at his Atlanta Falcon tape at guard.
Yeah.
But at right tackle in 2019, he put the clamps on D-Law.
See? Ooh.
So and that's at right tackle. But you so wrong.
Wait, hold on. Do that damn button. Damn.
It was.
My punch button done froze. Man, that's cold blooded, bro. That's cold blooded.
Don't count. Everybody put the clamps on law.
I'm sorry.
No, you ain't sorry.
Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
For that, bro. God,
big game changer.
Game changer.
Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
Boy, that boy big is ruthless.
Come on now, dog.
Come on now, dog.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. All right, look.
We lost to them damn Jets too.
We sure did.
Yeah.
Big with the controversy tweet. Ooh. See, yeah, I ain't gonna skip this because this is a good point. He said, I think Dallas offense will be efficient this season, but this team will lean on defense. I agree. Quick question. Hold on, let me hit a button. Quick question. If it is week 6 and Dallas offense is struggling, and them Chargers over there going nuts, would you be mad, Cowboy Nation?
Oh, you see this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
You know you wrong for that. You wrong for that question. Hey, I'll be mad as hell.
You be mad at him.
I mean, Kelly come back. No, I would be. That depends, bro. It depends. It depends on why the offense is struggling. But that's a good question. I'm gonna let you talk about that. Go ahead, Big. That was a good question.
I mean, because I think it's overlooked, and they had this video of Kellen Moore that he, it looked like he was doing the offense and he was doing other different things. You know what I mean? And I feel like he will try to do different things with the Chargers, and with Justin Herbert. If that offense is going ballistic over there and they just racking up points and Dallas is kind of stuck in the mud, I think it will be an honest question that people is going, come on, y'all know the Cowboys, right? Y'all know the Cowboys fan base. If the Cowboys are struggling with this offense and it's not doing well and they're over there and the Chargers going crazy, you don't think that's not going to get spoke about in that media? Oh, epically. Man, see why y'all was pushed. Y'all told y'all Kellen was better than y'all thought he was, and see y'all want to push him out and see what happens when he really got over there and was allowed to do what he could do. Now you seeing
a real quarterback, all that.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's gonna go crazy.
I definitely agree. What's your thoughts on that controversy that Big started?
Well, every year Justin Herbert throws for close to 5,000 yards. Right. Every year, and this before Kellen Moore, right? And I think that Kellen Moore is still that guy that can dial up brilliant plays, and it just when to put those brilliant plays out there is his problem, right? So yes, I truly believe that the Chargers offense is going to be a tick higher, right? It's going to be a tick higher than what they were previously the last 2 years or what have you. So yes, their offense still may be putting up gaudy numbers, I don't know if that's going to equate to wins, but I truly believe that Mike McCarthy have a finite system that's put into place that this team will surface and still improve. On offense, believe it or not, less is more. And it's going to be a situation and scenario that this team will be better than what they were last season, regardless of how we look at it. We went back-to-back years of 12-5. We never had a losing season as well with Michael Parsons. So I just think that the offense still is going to be great.
Big, do you think that's a possibility?
About the offense, digressing or? Yes, I do.
Where would they be struggling at, if you like to add? Where do you think they would be struggling at? Running game, passing game?
I think they're doing I think the passing game. I'm gonna be watching that passing game, man, because there was a lot of concepts. We're talking about the slants, and we're going from the option routes, and we're going to be a lot more slants. We're going to put a lot on the quarterback. I want to see how that passing offense is going to look. You know what I mean? Because remember, Schottenheimer was the guy that they put more of a run-based principle, and remember, they're questioning a lot of Mike McCarthy with his play calling at toward the tail end in Green Bay. They were saying it was bland, it was boring. He wasn't really doing good in-game things. So I really want to see that pass game. I think I'm going to be looking at that, because if Mike McCarthy is in the helm and people were saying it was not so much, now you're going to basically be putting it on him. I want to see what that passing game is look like, and I think that may struggle a little bit. I want to see. Not saying Dak will. I'm saying because now you're just putting in a whole type of new thing, right? It's going from a Kellen Moore to now to a total Mike McCarthy. So that's a total switchover that Dak has to go through, right?
I think most of it will be the same, according to what Mike.
Is it going to be the same?
Most of it.
Most. What year Mike McCarthy left there? 2019.
Green Bay
last year.
Yeah.
Green Bay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, 2018. Because wasn't he a year off? Was it 2018 or 2019? Because didn't he have the whole year off?
If it's 2018, now I'm not saying Dak Prescott will put up these numbers, because this is Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? 4,442 yards, 25 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. That's Aaron Rodgers, though. You know what I'm saying? In 2018. Now, I don't know what their record was in 2018. Y'all can look that up. I'm just looking at the stat line for the quarterback, and I know that this is not comparing apples to apples to those who out there who would say that Dak Prescott is far from Aaron Rodgers. But what I'm saying is that Aaron Rodgers himself, would probably look back and say, okay, 18 was his last year. Let me pull up his 18 stats. Let me see. That was his 18 stats. Let me go. 18 stats.
Why you pulling that up? That up? Let me play Mike McCarthy.
When you first came here, you didn't change the offensive language.
Yeah.
And it seemed like a wise move. Do you make some changes in that regard now? And how is the install going?
Well, the only language change that we'll make is to the new things, and we've been very sensitive to how things were called before. Because you got two guys that have been in the West Coast offense, and Brian Schottenheimer and I. And the beauty of Brian, he's also coaching a digital system, and Brian has his own playbook to say, which is a combination of both. So this has been a very good fit. So
to me, that's the most important part right there.
Right?
Is where he talked about that the new things that they're going to install is going to have different language, but it's going to be a lot that's the same. You know what I mean? So it sounds like, hopefully I'm hearing that correct, it sounds like they go build on top of what they have. You know what I mean? It's like, in my opinion, they go add another layer to the offense. And then he talked about Brian Schottenheimer being a good fit because he uses a combination of the West Coast principles and Kellen Moore's system. That's why he said he used the digit system, which is option routes. So if I'm interpreting him correct, he's saying that we go keep a lot of the offensive language, we go add some West Coast language, and we go add some of Brian's stuff. So, but I do understand your concern, Big, because see, my question is, do anybody think that his West Coast can be outdated? Because I think that's a real concern. Do you think that's possible, Big?
I mean, that's what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? Because he
Yeah.
hasn't been in the mix 2018, right? And it's 2023.
Right.
That's the only thing. That's why I'm looking at it like from that perspective of, you know, the offense he's taken over. Now, I'm not doubting Mike McCarthy. He's been there and done that, right?
Yeah.
But he was to me, it's legit questions because
It's
those
legit.
questions were arising at Green Bay. Those were the issues that were coming up toward the end of his tenure, and they were saying the play calling, especially when he was doing the end game, was suffering. So, you know, for him to now he's taking over full time with it, along with Schottenheimer, but it's going to be a lot of Mike McCarthy. I want to see, you know, is it going to be really effective, you know, in 2023? Is it going to be explosive? What are we really going to see? So I have those questions. I'm not doubting, but I do have questions.
I think that's fair.
It is fair. In 18, I looked it up. They finished 11th in offense that year. 2019, the Cowboys, of course, finished number 1 in offense, and of course, 2021, we finished number 1 in offense. So you are looking back at this, and you would say to yourself, what Mike McCarthy said: "I'm not striving to be the number 1 offense in the National Football League. I'm just trying to be the number 1 team." And I look at it like this.
He said it wins.
In wins, right? Right. Number 1 team in wins. So I wouldn't look at the offense of being like the juggernaut offense. Like when you look at it, like, for example, even Aaron Rodgers during that time frame, averaging 22 to 25 touchdowns. Technically, that is not the 37 or 40 touchdown Aaron Rodgers, right? But that is enough touchdowns to solidify your team to win games. So when you're not striving to be the number 1 offense, then maybe you have better returns. Because even when you look at Aaron Rodgers, the 2 back-to-back MVP seasons, that's when he was getting these 40 touchdowns and 38 touchdowns, and everybody loved it, but they didn't advance in the playoffs. And I'm talking about the Green Bay Packers now, juxtaposed to even the Cowboys. So I think that balanced approach, not trying to be the 40 touchdown guy, especially out of Dak Prescott, keep him anywhere between the numbers of what he did his rookie year and a little bit of what he did his 2019 season. I think that would be the perfect recipe for the Cowboys.
And then Coach Bob say, we woo.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number 1 bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
Hey, so like, no, I think he's telling the truth, because I think the passing concepts are gonna change, Coach Marv, but I think a lot of the language is gonna stay the same. That's my honest. I don't think Mike McCarthy was lying on that. I think, like, for instance, they call a formation by a certain, you know, term, they go keep that, you know,
right?
So it's just when he said when they add West Coast principles, which I think that's what you're talking about, Coach, where we're going to be doing a lot more crossing patterns. We're going to be trying to get those guys the ball in space and getting a lot more run after the catch. I already pretty much know where you're going with that. He's not going to be running no 4 hooks from people reading option routes. Them days over. We're going to be a lot more explosive. I think it's going to come down to what you said, La. I think it's going to come down to wins.
It come down to wins. And what Big Game James saying, it could be something that we are not accustomed to seeing once again.
Yeah.
Meaning that, think about it. You going from number 1 offense, now you down to being number 10, number 11 offense. Keep in mind, ever since Kellen Moore been here, our offense finished better than the defense. In the last 3 years, everybody would say, hey, the defense been outperforming the offense, but not by total stats. Last season, the defense didn't outperform the offense in total stats, nor the season before that, right? But everybody would say, hey, the defense been the battle cry for this team, right?
Right.
I think the stat line can get you discombobulated, right? It can get you all like, oh man, our offense is not the same anymore because we're not hanging 40 and 50 on. Well, we're not hanging 35 and 40 on teams anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because I don't think it's going to be that type of offense where we are scoring that many points. That's why I feel like, I want to see it, when we struggle, I want to see when we're playing these good teams, how that offense is going to look. But that's why I feel like they really loaded up on that defense with the principle of that the offense may take a little step back. So if it does, let's make sure we have that defense all the way tightened until we can get that, rectified to where it's, all the way we want. Because if you look at the defense when they were signed, I mean, look at all the defensive players that they brought back this season from the squad. I mean, they loaded back up on defense. I mean, we look good on defense. You feel me? So I feel like because they did that, it gives the offense a little bit of time to maybe get the identity that maybe they want. So, just kind of my thoughts on that.
Man, you killing it. And see, that matches what Cameron said, Big. Also, the defense that year wasn't as good as we were ranked. You know what I'm saying? They was ranked 22. So
you talking about the 18?
Yeah, he talking about 18. He talking about So he talk, which I think is an excellent point. Because I agree with my boy Jay Mitch, who said, "Let's be a juggernaut in time of possession." I ain't gonna lie, man. I want us to resemble San Fran. I want us to be a better version of San Fran. I do. Committed to the run, bullying teams all day. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Resting our defense, keeping them fresh, and just mauling people. And that's why I think that first pick need to be kind of like Tyler Smith. For real. Like somebody, because see, Tyler Smith, the pick of Tyler Smith itself supposed to say that we're getting ready to be physical. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, that was the main reason, because we remember we got played as soft in the playoffs.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why we got the Tyler Smith, because he was nasty, right? Because in his college tape, he was nasty, he was aggressive, and that's what we're trying to build. That's the thing that they were trying to build again, because we were getting kind of whooped in the trenches.
Yeah.
That boy George say, "You love us, bang bang." He a Niner dude.
Yeah.
Man, I don't love y'all, man. I hate y'all, George. What you talking about, big dog? Don't get it
I can't
twisted.
stand y'all.
I can't stand y'all, George. No, sir.
Y'all top two of hatred.
You cool, but I hate your team, dog.
Right. Hate your squad. Hate
For
your
real.
squad.
For real.
Hate.
The only respect I got for San Fran is how y'all
Them
run.
championships.
Yep.
Yeah.
I respect how
Them
y'all
chips.
run. Like y'all, me and Law talked about this before, keeping it 100. The one thing about San Fran that I admire, they don't care if you're an undrafted free agent. If you the better man, you go play.
Yeah.
They got a culture that they beat us on culture. That's why I give.
They definitely got a culture. And look at it too, boss. When you look at the tradition, I'm a little older, so I remember seeing those 80s. Once they really tapped them 80s and really tapped in them 80s, and it was us they had to tap to really get in there to really know who San Francisco is. They've been consistent of like we have. Niners are a good organization. Like they might have a little period, but they bounce right back. You feel me?
They do.
Niners never stay down. Nah. That's not their culture.
Their drought been longer than ours, but they've been to the dance, right?
Yeah.
And they kept falling, and kept flipping. So, and they can't get up. So it's one of those things. Whereas
that was smooth. Hold on. That was a smooth sneak diss. I gotta get your button.
That was a smooth sneak. You're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
So smooth. That boy snuck that diss in there so smooth.
It was smooth.
Yes,
Smooth
indeed, man. And they would go out and get a veteran guy. They got a Richard Sherman, they benched him. They got a Josh Normal, and they benched him, right? Because of the younger guy was able to stand tall and take that spot over. They went and got the kid. They went and got the kid from Atlanta who was pretty good with Julio Jones for many moons, and I forgot his name.
They did Kaepernick over Alex Smith.
Yep. So they don't be afraid to bench him, and they put Juan Jennings in. So it's one of those things. Whereas they're not afraid to bench guys, or they're not afraid to pull the trigger and get a veteran guy.
Nope.
So it's what it is.
That's the only thing I give on y'all though, San Fran. So don't get big headed, like real talk. Cause like Law said, y'all fell short. It don't get up.
They don't get up, man.
Yeah.
See, when we beat them in the playoff, we go to the Super Bowl and win it. When they beat us in the playoff, they just fall and lay down and fold up like a wallet or a cheap tit. You know what I'm saying? I talked to my brother today about that, you know?
You can't handle the truth. You want answers?
Give it to him. Man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
All right, so before we give our final words, I want to ask y'all, because we got, obviously, the draft show coming up Thursday, and the draft is coming up real soon. I do want to let y'all know that literally a majority of my book is done. I'm 75% done. Now it's about finishing it and putting the final bells and whistles on it. So y'all be looking out for that book that's going to be coming. I'm going to be advertising the hell out of it as I get close. I will be doing my first show with Big Game James, doing a tour. My brother always the first one to kick off the book. I'm gonna keep that tradition. It's been a cool tradition. Then I'll make my rounds as if it makes sense. But Big would be the first dude to kick it off. But I want to ask y'all a question before we do this draft show Thursday. Just warming up for the draft show that's coming up Thursday. Have y'all moved in terms of your thinking? Have you changed in the last couple of weeks? Have y'all? Are you starting to, move with certain ideas you might have had before? Start with you, Big.
I would say a little, but I've been pretty consistent with the law when we talked. The trenches, man. I'm still staying with them.
So you saying offensive trenches? Offensive trenches?
Nope. I'm still with defensive trenches too.
Wait.
I told you. Remember? I told you I wouldn't be crazy with the edge guy early. Remember? I told y'all that. I like edge too. So, I'm not running away from that. I know what we're saying about we got edge guys, but they're on 1-year deals. People aren't fully. DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be a year older. I know we got Sam Williams, but those guys are on 1-year deals. We need to have a future guy at edge. We really do. So I'm still looking at edge. I feel like that's why Dan Quinn was out there too. He's looking at, I need an edge. I need another edge guy for future. So I'm still looking at trenches. So I have that needle hasn't moved for me in my opinion. I haven't moved from that. I'm cool with trenches. Now, if we did anything else, I wouldn't be mad. Excuse me, my bad. If we did something else, I wouldn't be mad at all. But I feel like we need to keep on solidifying them trenches right now, especially with the changeover, coaching, things of that nature. We need to solidify trenches.
Gotcha. Law, have you changed?
No way. I'm still, me and Big Game James singing from the same hymn. We both thinking core, interior guys, edge, but I got a different philosophy. Okay. It can be on the offensive line or defensive line. Yeah. Offensive line, it will help the quarterback out and the running back, whoever it may be. And then on the defensive line out, it will help LVE out and it will help my guy Parsons out or the edge guys out. Because you need that help right there. And those are the two weak spots on our team. Offensive line, D-line, in my opinion.
I have changed. I was real stuck on tackle, right? Mm-hmm. I'm starting to open up to potentials like Osiris, right? So I'm open for that. I've also changed to where I'm open for receiver at 26. I've changed on that. And I'm starting to become more open. I'm telling you, the two places that I'm changing as we speak, I'm being honest, I'm starting to shift. And I'm starting to shift because the late round guards are starting to impress me. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. Like Maffa, some people say you can get him in the fourth. I wouldn't take that chance. If we get a receiver in the first round, y'all can be mad at me all you want. I would say get Maffa in the second.
So you're Nation Wright him.
Move him all the way up. Move him all the way up. Because it's already, in my opinion, Law, a natural debate that's going on between Maffa and even Steve. You know what I mean? It's people, when we debating this, that's literally saying and sincere about this that Moffitt is just as good or better than Steve Avila.
He just an unpolished stone though. He just started playing guard.
He
You know
did
what I'm
just
saying? Like
start.
yesterday.
But we can't
He's a
deny,
big mauler.
But we can't deny what we see in terms of having that defensive mentality at guard. You know what I mean? And and you can't teach that. You know, you can't teach that. I do agree that he raw, but I don't want to overthink it, Law. I don't want to say, you know what I mean? Well, he raw. No, let me get the mauler. Let me get the guy that already got the run Leary mentality. And like me and you.
So you don't feel that he can make it to 90?
I wouldn't take the chance.
Umafi?
I wouldn't take the chance.
We got 58, 90.
And most of the grades.
But I heard, boss, that he was going to be available in the middle rounds. A lot of people, that's what they're projecting, that he'll be available. You don't don't you think you're a little reaching if you're gonna?
Yes, I know it would be considered a reach. But it's to me how you see him, and it's how I see him.
What if Drew Sanders right there at 58?
Right.
Why don't you just draft Drew? Then with the 90, with the 90 pick, then you just move back in. Just move back in and get him.
You could, but this is the problem with Drew Sanders to me. But this is just to me.
He's not the white lion anymore.
No.
3 forced fumble, 1 INT, 11 sacks, man. Talk to me, man. Talk to me, man. The stats are nice.
The stats are beautiful.
Yeah.
But the I feel like just from
the biggest reservation.
Yeah, and then my thing is, if we get Sanders right, where's he go impact? But if we get Maffa, we can say where he go impact right now.
Wait. You can have Sanders doing what Parsons do, and then you could just take Parsons and just replace LVE. You know, just slowly move him up out of there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at
and
that.
then you can put Sanders and move him around like a chess piece. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at that, but I'm not sold that he Michael Parsons like people saying. I'm just keeping it real. No, listen, I know they say he's Michael Parsons part 2, but
break it down. What you want? Ivan Pace? You want Ivan Pace?
Don't do the boo-boo. Don't do the boo-boo on him, dog. Don't do the boo-boo.
Oh, no, man. Come on, man.
Don't do that. No, don't do that.
3 forced fumbles.
He's not boo-boo, dog. He's not boo-boo at all.
Don't do that.
He's not boo-boo at all. All right? So, yeah, and see, like the Reaper say, Drew Sanders don't run no 4-3. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Hey,
some comps go too far. Just like they try to say right now, Bijan is Barry Sanders. No!
Come on, now. Come on, man.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Come on, dog.
Oh, man, come on, man.
Come on,
I'll stop hitting that button, but man,
that button right there.
I'm not,
Oh, you see this guy?
I'm not doing it.
Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
I'm not doing it.
That button takes law. That button takes law somewhere.
Cowboys, hey.
He said, not that button.
Hey, not that one. Hey, Cowboys Gumbo said, he's talking to you.
Oh, yeah, I'm listening.
Is he better? I'm talking about Drew Sanders.
Okay.
Than Leighton Vander Esch.
I would say yes.
Ooh, so you can replace Leighton Vander Esch with the 58 pick and Drew Sanders. Why you not doing it?
Because, I'm being all the way honest, I have about 5 linebackers graded over him.
Just shoot him out real quick.
All right, let me pull it up.
You really think that they're going to replace a LVE? You really think they're going to replace a LVE?
I mean,
I'm sorry. I just don't. I see what you're saying, Law.
Yeah,
but I don't
agree,
feel like
they ain't gonna do it.
I'm not saying he's untouchable right now, dog. But
He untouchable. Go ahead and say it, big.
No,
go tell the truth. He don't want to hear the truth. Tell the truth, bro. They love him. He's a son.
They love LVE.
They do.
He is a son.
Yeah, he is a son. Yeah, tell him.
He is a son. They love what he did, and all they need to see was that little bit from last year, and he did that contract for him.
Oh,
come on,
man.
they love him like Tyron Smith
Hey,
loved.
bro, come on now, dog.
And and see, I honestly doubt that Drew would be available because the hype on him is so. I mean, they calling him Michael Parsons.
The hype is on him crazy. I don't think he dropping the 58. The hype on him crazy,
dog. Like come on now. Like they doing too much. They are honestly doing too much. I'm trying to pull up my linebacker list though, because I ain't really supposed to be revealing this.
Okay, no, you don't have to reveal, man. You don't reveal.
Because see, this was
give me one name.
To my book.
You know.
Hold on, let me pull it out. I got you.
Now we're gonna end up drafting Jack Campbell right there, then.
Oh man, you know Jack Campbell
from
at
Iowa?
58. No,
no, they're not. No, they're not.
They're
not going to draft.
They drafting a linebacker,
and
they are, but I ain't going to do it at 58 though.
Hold on,
you think they're going to do it at 58, Law? A linebacker?
I think they're going to draft a linebacker early, man.
Early?
They're going to have
first four rounds.
I think so. Within the first 4 rounds, they drafting the linebacker. I think that's what they trying to.
I would say if they do that, then Law, I'm gonna go with round 3 and 4 as what they look at for that linebacker. More 4 than 3.
If we around get Henley or someone,
fast guy.
Yep, fast speed.
I'm pulling it up now, man. I just need y'all to talk for me.
Okay.
No,
let's look at this. Okay, so Law, I'm gonna ask you this while he's pulling up the book. In those first 4 picks, first 4 picks, what do you think the Cowboys would do in those first 4 picks? Just give me the positions.
Oh, first 4. O-line, linebacker, running back, wide receiver. Mingo be the 4th. Mingo.
I like that.
Wide receiver.
So you got receiver, O-line, linebacker, and running back. That's not bad.
Yep.
No middle. No defensive tackles until later.
No defensive tackle till later. They are really high on Big Bo and Jonathan Hankins right now.
Well, this is year 3 for Big Bo, and we said it usually takes about 3 years.
It normally take about 3 of them, you know.
And he slowly put that weight back on toward the end of the year, so they're probably gonna give him every opportunity. I feel you.
Yep. So O-line, linebacker, running back, wide out, and then it could be your 5th draft. It will be your DB, your defense. It's gonna be defensive all the way out from there, and then of course they're gonna draft either
no tight end.
I think Duggan's gonna probably go in the sixth round with us. You know, Max Duggan.
Oh man, that's gonna make me. I'm not gonna like.
Hey,
that
he's the fastest. He's the fastest quarterback in this draft. I believe, you know.
Don't care. No.
I'm trying
Give me
to think.
come on, dog.
Okay.
Can I get a come on, dog?
Or something like that. A tight end.
Are y'all ready? Because I got it.
All right, I'm ready, dog. I'm ready.
I got Jeremy Banks 1 out of Tennessee.
That's a Will McClay. That's a Willie McClay deal. You know, in the later rounds. Though.
He fast. He would be. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and I got
that's
him.
That's a Willie deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I got him ranked over. You know what I'm saying? I also have a lot of people don't. Cam Jones.
But right now, you said Cam Jones and Jeremy Banks, and people right now saying
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
You got him over Drew Stanton.
It happens every year. It happens every year.
I know.
It happens to me every year. I be right every year too. Because they were saying the same thing. They were saying the same thing about Rodriguez last year. Remember they was laughing? They was laughing at me and you when we was talking about Breece Hall. Oh, Breece Hall, don't get him in the first, boss. Don't get. Yeah, if he wouldn't have hurt his ACL, he would have been the rookie of the year, and all of y'all would have been wrong as hell. Like some of us just say what we see, dog. It's not about going with the crowd. Like every time I go against the crowd, I end up being right, and the crowd end up being wrong. Cause I actually say what I see. You know what I'm saying? I don't cower down to what they saying. I got D Winters over him. from TCU. And I know I'm going to be right on that. I'm going to be right. These winners, yeah, he going to be better than Drew Sanders.
He going to be better than Drew.
Mm-hmm. Y'all write it down. Write it down
mentally, man.
Write it down. Oh, when I publish the book, all of this is going to be in there. Everything. Because, see, I got trolled before over Darius Leonard. I remember I got trolled over that.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact,
okay.
the whole draft community said that Darius Leonard was a wasted pick in the third round. I think he went in the third round. And I was like, I had him as my number 1 linebacker, and damn it, I was right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people thought I was crazy when I had Hernandez as my number 3 linebacker and I dropped Dean to my 4th linebacker. Straight up. And guess what? Dean also dropped. Yeah, so now I'm telling y'all what I see from the film that I reviewed. Now, I still got about 2 weeks to continue to double check. So this is not, the ink is not dry yet. You know what I mean? But by the time I release this book, it's going to be pretty much dry. It's going to be pretty much dry. So I don't see Drew Sanders like some people see Drew Sanders. I don't at all. I think most of Drew Sanders is hype. Just keeping it real. Like, I put it like this. Now, I could be wrong, though, because Big was right on Mooma last year, and I just didn't see it. You know what I mean? But Big, he tightened me up. He was like, hey, bro, you need to go check this game, and that game. And I did. And I was like, damn, he right. I had Mooma too low. You know what I mean? And I end up raising Mooma from Big referring me to the right games. I just looked at the wrong games with Mooma. You know what I'm saying? So Big was like, nah, bro. He tightened me up. Big was like, nah, bro, you tripping on Mooma. You actually very wrong on that. And then he tightened me up. So this could be the same situation now with Drew Sanders. I would just ask people that's in love with him, refer me to the games that's going to make me a believer like y'all a believer that he Michael Parsons.
Okay. All right. Hey, big man.
Oh, hell no!
No, God! You ain't gonna do it.
God,
You
please,
not gonna do it. But I am open though. Because before I publish that book, I do want to comb through it. So if y'all really totally disagree with me and y'all think I'm on my goddamn vibe like my boy hit that button on, just help me out. Just help me out. Tell me what games to go look at that's gonna make me believe that he is the best linebacker in his class.
All right. Well. Well, hey, you standing on your swear over there. I ain't gonna knock you off of it, man.
Always do, dog.
You know, I already know.
I always do. And see, this is the thing, man. I've learned when I just go with what I see, regardless of what the crowd say, I usually end up right. I sometimes I'm wrong. I've missed. I could tell you some people I've missed on. Like, I missed on some people, like was wrong as hell, but mostly no. Just keep it real. Just keep it real. But I've missed, like, ain't none of us perfect. You know what I mean? Right. So, like, getting into, did y'all have anything else on that though? Before we get to our final words? All right, so, do y'all want to do one more? Because I do have one more right here. Or do y'all want to get to the final words? Cool. All right, let's get into this one more thing. Because I do want to kind of talk about this just a little bit. Law. So you was bringing this up at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
With Mike.
Big Mike, yeah.
Yeah, Big Mike. And how the offensive coordinator that was over the most explosive offense probably in history, right? One of them for sure, right? For sure. Really broke down each one of those interceptions and was basically standing how we're standing. I was doing a Philly show the other day, and I swear it was pissing me off because nobody in there wanted to actually talk facts and truth. Everybody wanted to be on some troll and stupid shit, you know?
Right.
Because I was doing what Mike was doing in the show. Thank you, Star, for the super chat. She said, boss, Drew with other teams probably would be mid, but Drew with D. Cool would be the best linebacker in the draft. That's a good thought. That's a good thought. That's a good thought, but
Gazer.
I
Off
still
the top rope.
I still would say I do, because I'm telling you, the linebackers that I'm talking about, they faster. You know what I mean? Production just as good. Skills now, well, not on the sacks, but in terms of tackles,
not on the sacks,
not on the sacks. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but that's a good super chat. I appreciate it. But going back to what I was saying on Mike, you know, when you look at the fact that you got what was pissing me off about them Philly people when I was debating them, they just wanted to troll. He had 15 interceptions. I can't believe you breaking down each one. It's like, hey, ain't that what smart people do? Ain't that like, isn't that something we supposed to do? Like, really break down what's going on instead of being blaming? Can you just kind of talk about Mike Martz and just the interceptions and all that?
Well, first and foremost, Philly fans will think that, yeah, they're one Super Bowl out of what they've been to the Super Bowl 4 times, right?
One and
4.
They trash.
They 1-3 or 1-4, something like that.
Yeah,
they could have been up there with the Giants if they took care of their business, right? Ooh. But they got only one Super Bowl, and they like to pull down the people that's at the top. There's an old saying that you never meet someone that's doing better than you talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to pull you down. So it's amazing to me that Eagles fans, they jump past the Washington team, right? They jump past the Giants, and they talk about us every day. So they get their vitamin D all the time because they keep it in their mouths, and that's just what it is. So when you was breaking down the INTs, I get it, right? Dak Prescott, at the end of the day, those would be his stats. But it's funny to me that when you start talking about their quarterback, I think he had 22 to 23 touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
Then they said, hey, don't forget about the rushing touchdown.
Oh, yeah, they want you to add that.
But
that's
now,
what they always want to talk about, them damn rushing touchdowns.
Yeah. So now the rushing touchdown count, because I remember vividly in 16 and 17.
When Dak was doing it, it was like, he just runs.
Yeah. All he do is run. Those don't count, right? They don't even put those on the stat sheet. But now they want to moonwalk back and add the rushing touchdown. That's cool. But you should have told them. I don't know. I'll go back and watch it. But
don't watch it.
Don't watch it because here's the truth. Here's the truth. When you talk to Philly fans and you ask them this question right here, would they still would have been in the Super Bowl with Jalen Reagor? You know what I'm saying? And Smitty, you know, then they'll say, you can't do that. You know, Dak Prescott had his weapons. They had Amari Cooper and all of those things. But they failed to realize that it took hell and brimstone for us to get Amari Cooper. And he was here for a half of a season. And yes, he was here for all of 2019. But still, if you're talking about quarterback to quarterback, just pull up Dak Prescott 19's stat line and compare those to Jalen Hurts' stat line. But that's a whole nother story, right? Because they're going to say, well, their quarterback made it to the Super Bowl. Can you find me one single touchdown that he threw in the playoffs this past season?
Right.
You can't.
Yeah. And I'm not even arguing with them no more, bro. Like, because I already see the spirit of it, Big. It's like, why am I argue with you when I know my quarterback clearly better?
Yeah.
Like,
you pointed it out earlier when you're the main one that called it out when they were jumping up and down about Hurts having an MVP season. You were like, man, these stats is Dak's rookie year.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Y'all jumping up, y'all jumping up and down saying, "Oh, Jalen Hurts done passed Dak. Dak did this his rookie year." What y'all talking about his stats? Dak had them stats his rookie year.
Right.
So how are you sitting there saying all of a sudden he's leapfrogged Dak? And it's crazy. Even when they talk about the interceptions, man, like they kind of overrated that, man, because there's so many quarterbacks that done had high interceptions rate, and so many top quarterbacks done had high interception rate, and Dak has never in his career been a high interception guy.
Never.
And it's not even we sitting there saying regression when you look at the amount of receptions that bounced off receivers, bad route running. I mean, and it's not even an excuse. The tape shows it. Like it's not nobody's trying to. The tape shows it. And when you got these top coordinators who've been there and done that in the league, and unless Mike Mark has an agenda, what agenda, in my opinion, right, does Mike Marks and those guys have to sit there and say, hey, a lot of this wasn't Dak fault? You feel me? I need to know the agenda. What's he getting out of this?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So why would so what is there's no agenda for him to push. He's just coming out and saying, hey, it's a lot of what y'all talking about is wrong. A lot of what y'all saying is wrong about these interceptions with Dak Prescott. So when y'all talking about all of a sudden he regressed, I digress if you saying he regressed.
Right, bro. And I'm not shooting slugs at all Philly fans, because there are some Philly fans that's not on that type of time. The ones that get on my nerves is the one you can't even have a football discussion with, because they want to measure their little meat with ours. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like it's obvious you insecure about what you got. Dog, be thankful God gave you what you got. Just accept it. You got a little meat with your one Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
And and do you hear us like always sitting there trying to pump Dak? Like it's like y'all pumping Jalen Hurts so daggone bad, man. Like calm down over there. Y'all trying to put him over Dak so bad, like just like y'all want to beat us so bad. Y'all want to so bad. Now y'all feel like y'all got a court. Y'all reaching, dog.
I mean, what's taking them so long? Did they pay him yet? Did they pay Jalen Hurts yet?
No.
Man, pay that man, man.
Let's see what kind of contract he
more
get.
than Dak. Then, if that's the case in a scenario, they need to go ahead and pay that man. Pay that brother more than Dak Prescott right now. You know,
they don't want to pay him right now. How they don't want to pay him right now? They know deep down inside they don't want to pay him right now.
Yeah. And see, because I told them Philly people straight up, I say, listen, if y'all want to know the truth, I'm gonna tell it to you. The dynamics is gonna change as soon as he paid.
The love will turn to hate as soon as he
is
throw a
gonna
bad
be
pass.
turned up. And if the dude regressed, didn't Dak put 40 up on that team that he regressed on? You know what I'm saying? You know, he regressed and he put up 40.
Yeah,
against the Eagles.
And this is what a lot of them not seeing. What happened to Dak when he got paid? All of us could clearly tell that they left some instructions. Dak don't need to be running no more. Yeah, it was clear that front office was like, no, he worked too much for y'all to be running them like he was when he was worth 600,000. Because it's different.
And quarterbacks don't last in the league that long, and the quarterbacks don't last in the league that run all the time anymore. It don't happen.
It don't happen.
I know we see the Josh Allen and all that, but as John, like we had talked about, it's not your body is not going to be able to take that.
Nope.
It's going to break down. Yep. I don't care how he's 6'5", 240 pounds. He's going to break down like the rest, and that running is going to get you killed. This is the NFL.
Yep.
Them dudes love hitting them quarterbacks, and that's not the right way to play. And if Jalen Hurts thinks he's going to continue to run the ball like that and throw the ball, he's not going to be lasting long in the NFL.
Yeah, all you got to do is watch the Hail Mary throw that he threw at the end of the game. It was 35-38, right? He drops back. I think that's
we all thought it was going to go farther
than that. Yeah. And then they come up with, well, the ground was slippery. Somebody stepped on his foot, you know, and all of that. Nah, dog, you know, it was a Hail Mary.
Yeah,
he drops back. Yeah, it hurt, didn't it? Yeah,
man, it hurt. If that was Dak, they still would be showing that highlight of that.
Oh, my gosh, man. You see, that's the real thing right there. Everybody hate the Cowboys so much that you would think that we played in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry. I don't ever think Jalen Hurts is ever going to be a great quarterback. I think he'll be a good quarterback in the league, but I don't think Jalen Hurts is ever going to be a great quarterback, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, come on, y'all. You know, Cam Newton.
I think he's going to be a good.
Super Bowl, never made it back. So did.
I don't know about great. Not about great. We'll see.
Nah, I think that Wildcat offense go catch up. I think it's good in the short run. I don't think it's not a long-term offense. Because I think just like we starting to do, we building for them. right? So we go take them trenches a whole lot more serious. We're not gonna allow them QB sneaks and all that kind of stuff, because most teams, especially division teams, gonna start investing into that interior to stop that wildcat.
And they're gonna start smacking him.
They gonna start smacking him.
Yeah.
They really think they gonna be able to run Hurts, who had almost just as many touches as Pollard. You really think that's a long-term strategy? Hold on, I missed your super chat. That ain't gonna work. Yeah. Oh, whoa! I just saw this from Star. Oh, this is so real. Ooh, they don't want to hear this. This is true though. Hurts ceiling is Dak's floor. Ooh, wee.
Would you rather have Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott?
You silly. You silly. You silly.
Yeah, that's the one right there.
Would you rather have Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott?
That's funny. That's funny.
So to this point, I can't wait till we play them. That's the only thing I want.
Oh my God.
Because I'm just looking at all that high capping they doing. I'm like, this old false bravado y'all got. Y'all don't believe it. Y'all don't even believe it. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna all settle once we see y'all. It's like, I'm not gonna talk a whole bunch of lip to you when I know I can whoop you. I'm not even finna do that with y'all. It's like, bro, stop. Like,
man, the craziest thing is, man, we fight each other more so than anything. Oh yeah, it's every day. It's Cowboy fans versus Cowboy fans. We can't be united on this whole thing because hey, yo, you sitting there in an argument with the Eagles fans, and then you got the doggone Cowboy fans. A third of them talking about, yeah. I'm like, come on, man. I literally seen Cowboy fans say Jalen Hurts was elite. I ain't gonna call him out, but I'm sitting there like, God, dog.
Damn, that's a big old point you just said right there.
Man, we fight each other, man.
See,
it's crazy, man.
All right, before we get into our fighter word, can I say one more thing on that, bro? That what you just talked about. See, Okoye said something on this video about that. He said, let's reserve our judgment of if Dak can get it done to when he's actually done with his career. While he's playing, enough talk about he can never get it done. And one of the biggest things he said just stuck with me. My boy Koye said, imagine playing for a fan base when a majority of them rooting against you. What kind of energy is gonna leak off on you when you feeling doubt and pessimism from the people that's supposed to be there to cheer you on and support you?
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I said that boy went cosmic on that.
Yo, I mean,
but that's real, bro.
True.
Like, when you ain't feeling, do y'all think Drew Brees was feeling this lack of love from the Saints?
No.
Do y'all feel like Eli Manning, when it was taking him a while to get past Tom Brady, was he feeling this type of impatience and hate from the Colts? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you talking about Peyton? Yeah, Peyton.
Peyton Manning, like when it took him a while. Like some of these
it took him a while.
Yeah, so do y'all think Elway with Denver, with his trash performances in the post, do you think that they just was rooting against him when they got Terrell Davis? Or was they rooting him on and saying, let's go get him this year? Do we think Steve Young, even though he was the apparent disciple under Montana, do you think San Fran didn't get behind him?
I mean, and they booed the hell out of Steve Young. They were mad at that one. You know, remember they did
Yeah,
my brother reminded me of that.
That's the one. Is that the one?
They didn't want Montana to go.
They didn't want Montana to go. I feel them on that a little bit.
They didn't get behind Steve Young.
After he won.
After he won.
So he had
to get the monkey out. Yeah.
Oh, he had to get that monkey off his back.
Oh, he had to get that monkey off his back.
And he was an accurate passer too.
He was.
But you remember though, Law, with him, they were like, he runs too much. He more of a running quarterback.
Yeah. They didn't like that. Yeah.
They ain't like that because they felt like Montana threw the ball.
Yeah.
So
it
it's
was a
some
rough
crazies,
one.
I guess, in every fan base. I was just kind of
But no, they don't go to the extreme like Cowboys though. We go to the extreme, dog.
Yeah, we very extreme with it. Like Dak can't get it done. I be wanting
never. He would not never. They use the word never.
Yeah, he could. Dak would never get it. We would never. I was like.
That's what killed me when they said you'll never win anything with Dak. Like, where do you even come with that conclusion? Like, that don't even make sense. That you feel like you can just go through the Super Bowls and we can name quarterbacks that, come on, don't do that. Don't even come close to doing that. When we seen tons of quarterbacks, and I'm not dissing Dak how I say this, you feel me?
Yeah.
But we seen guys that were way lesser.
Yeah.
Make it to the chip.
Yep. Yeah. Like
It's a
Garoppolo.
weird world, man.
Like Garoppolo.
Stan Humphries. I'm gonna keep going back to Stan Humphries, dog.
Oh my God. What's his name? Trent Dilfer. What's his name?
Trent Dilfer. Brad Johnson.
God. Brad Johnson. Oh my God. Yeah. So to be
Kerry Collins.
So to be like Dak can't, man, stop. So final words. So when I look at the trades, looking at these trades, right? Looking at Odell Beckham, looking at Devin White wanting to be traded, looking at, just what's going on around the league with Okuda, right? So just looking around, I'm still content with what we've done in this free agency. Like, I would have loved to also give away another fit for Okuda. I would have been so happy about that. I would have been like, oh my God, like, Steven, you the best. But even without that, I'm still excited for what we're doing. I love it. I think it's real good. I'm also, just as my final word, I am also growing and changing. I'm just keeping it real. As we getting closer to the draft, every team right now, they're debating. They trying to figure out their boards, their ranks. They're fighting this out. I think it's healthy to have fights within yourself. You know what I mean? Like, some things I haven't changed on, but some things I have. And I'm even open to be changed on Sanders. You know what I mean? So for everybody that's saying or seeing anywhere I could be wrong on my analysis, I'm going to just tell everybody right now, this is the perfect time to correct me. This is the perfect time because I'm open to be corrected. Because I'm getting ready to launch this book and I want it to be accurate. I don't want no ranks off. I'm treating this like this is a professional board. And I want my board to be a championship board. So if y'all see anything or hear anything to where I'm out of line on my analysis, just let me know and I will adjust. That's my final word and that's also my promise. And also, lastly, again, congratulations on 100K.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna say my final word is Dallas really got to hit on these first two picks, in my opinion.
Yep.
They really have to hit on these first two picks. Like these first two picks really need to be hit on from the Cowboys. So that's what I'm really going to be looking at in this draft. There's a lot of options. I definitely feel like there's going to be some options that we don't think are going to be there at both of our picks. That we think, damn, this player is here. So I think there's going to be some surprising players at 26 and 58, and Dallas really has to hit on them going forward. And that's my final word. And I didn't get to say it in the beginning because I wasn't in the beginning. But salutes to you, Law Nation, on your 100K, the first Cowboys content creator for 100K. That's very memorable, independent, and memorable. And basically, we can all say honestly, you are the standard, dog.
Yeah, you are.
You're the standard.
You
are the standard out here in these streets, dog. You are the standard. So if anybody were to talk about content creators and Cowboys, your name is mentioned first, bro.
You got to.
Man, I appreciate it, bro.
First.
Hey, man, I really appreciate that. Y'all about to have me to cry over here. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk, bro. Congrats, bro. You killed it.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate, doing these type of shows and getting a chance to talk to my brothers from everywhere. about the Cowboys. Win, lose, or draw, y'all. We don't like this team. We love this team.
Thanks.
And I truly believe that anybody that we draft gonna fall right into the right places, because I pulled up the roster and I want you guys to look at it. When you look at the roster itself, I think we are plus 10, 11 win team just with the roster before we draft, right?
Facts.
So we just looking for 1 or 2 starters, man, out of this draft, and we got a lot of picks to go through that. And I think that we can get that offensive lineman, and I think that we can get a defensive lineman or a linebacker to help out, and they'll be in this draft, and we going all the way up. I think that Jalen Tolbert will turn the corner, hopefully. I think the additions of Brandon Cooks will make it a whole lot easier for Michael Gallup to go back to his respective spot as being a third option, juxtaposed to being a second option, so that he don't have to press as much, and he will be further along the way of his recovery, and he should be better. And all of that pressure, iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. So if they do decide to go get a wide out, in this draft, it's just going to help. Everything is there to help. And I think Mike McCarthy is that guy. I'm not team Mike already. You know what I'm saying? I'm still in the middle with him. So he's going to have to prove it for me one more time, man. But if you are team Mike McCarthy, let me see MM in the chat.
MM.
Yeah, you put MM in the chat. I'm still in the middle with Mike, man, Big Mike.
Wow.
But I can tell you that he's better than Jason Garrett, right? And of course,
oh my gosh,
he's better than that. So let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's continue to grind, shine, Cowboy Nation. Hey, I really appreciate y'all, man, for helping me get to 100K. The next goal line will be 1 million. So let's get to 1 million.
$1 million, bro. Shoot. Yeah.
Let's go.
1 million by what? Next year?
Hey, man, that would be awesome, right?
That boy be rich. That boy be rich.
Millionaire law, million law.
Why not?
That boy's rich. He got his own money.
Hey, don't you get the plaque, Law? Don't they send you the plaque?
Yeah, whenever they send me that plaque, baby, we're gonna have a plaque party, man, down here in Dallas somewhere, man.
Plaque,
at the network bar. Let's do it at the network bar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, let's
Law
do it.
Nation style.
Let's do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out to you, Javi.
Y'all make sure y'all come back too for the draft show this Thursday. I don't think we're gonna have Tuck with us on draft day, but we still gonna have a dope show between all of us. The whole final word, the whole draft final word too. It's gonna be dope. But until then, man, y'all stay up. It's the final word, and make sure also that y'all like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, y'all gotta do that, man. Y'all know y'all love this final word. Let's get it. The tunnel, baby.
We in the tunnel now. Y'all hit that like button.
Hit that like button. Don't leave without doing that.
I just wanna run it up.
I do.
Kinda check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately I just wanna run it up.